The Force is light and full of shadows. Watto's junk shop. Midday. The heat shimmers off the sand outside. Inside the cluttered shop, spare parts hang from the ceiling. Podracer components. Droid limbs. The smell of oil and dust. Anakin Skywalker, 9 years old, sits at a workbench. His hands move with practiced precision. Cleaning a servo component. Methodical. Competent. He's small, but he belongs here, surrounded by machinery. At the counter, Watto hovers, blue Toydarian, wings buzzing, haggling with a tall human in Jedi robes, Qui-Gon Jinn. Patient, calm, trying to negotiate. Republic credits are no good out here. I need something more real. Jar Jar Binks stumbles through the doorway, knocks over a display of connector bolts. They scatter across the floor. R2-D2 rolls in behind him, whistling, adjusting to the dim light. Outside, the wind picks up, sand hitting the windows. A storm coming. The door opens again. She steps inside, brushing sand from her travel cloak. Hood back. 14 years old, brown hair pulled into a simple style, the disguise of a handmaiden. Face open, curious, looking around the shop with the careful attention of someone pretending not to be royalty. Padmé Amidala. Anakin's hands stop moving. The servo component slips from his fingers. Falls, hits the workbench, rolls, drops to the floor. He doesn't notice. He's staring at her face. Everything changes. Not gradually, not like a memory surfacing. Like a wall collapsing. Like a star destroyer crashing into his mind. Heat. Volcanic heat. The air rippling, lava moving below. His hands rising. Black armor. Mechanical fingers extending. Her face. That exact face. Those exact eyes. Going wide. Shock. Betrayal. Pain. The light leaving them. White room. Sterile. Cold. Medical droids. Their voices flat. Clinical. She has lost the will to live. Palpatine's face leaning close. The mask of concern. The lie underneath. It seems in your anger you killed her. Her voice. Breaking. Anakin. You're breaking my heart. The throne room. Lightning. Luke screaming. His son's face twisted in agony. The respirator. The hiss. The constant hiss. The mask that never comes off. The pain that never stops. 23 years in the suit. 23 years of darkness. The Empire. The terror. The murders. All of it. 45 years of Vader's existence. Compressed into 2 seconds. Crashing into a 9-year-old body. Anakin falls. Not faints. Falls. To his knees. Tools scattering around him. His hands hit the floor. Palms flat against the Durastell. He can feel it. The weight of her throat under his fingers. The force grip closing. Her life force guttering like a candle. He makes a sound. Not a word. A sob. Choked. Desperate. Watto stops talking. Turns. Eh? Boy, what? Qui-Gon's hand moves to his lightsaber. Instinct. Something wrong in the force. Padme moves forward. Concerned. She crouches down, reaches toward him. Are you all right? Anakin flinches away from her hand. Violent. Pulls back against the workbench. Not from her. From himself. From his own hands being near her. His breathing is ragged. Too fast. He's looking at her face and seeing two things simultaneously. The 14-year-old girl. The woman dying on Mustafar. He forces words out. His voice cracks. You're alive. Padme stops. Confusion crossing her face. What? Anakin tries to stand. His legs shake. He uses the workbench to pull himself up. His face is wet. He didn't know he was crying. Your eye. He can't explain. Can't say any of it. He wipes his face with the back of his hand, the gesture too old. Too weary for a child. Qui-Gon steps closer. Watching carefully. Are you injured? Anakin shakes his head. Looks at Qui-Gon, then back to Padme. The way a soldier looks at a ghost. Sorrow and terror in equal measure. I had a dream. His voice steadier now, forcing control. Vader's control, compressing everything into a diamond-hard core. I dreamed you were dead. I'm sorry. I apologize. He breathes. I'm all right. The lie is obvious. He is not all right. But he's standing. Padme's expression shifts, from confusion to something softer. Empathy. She's seen trauma before. Occupation. War. This boy has the same look. Dreams can feel very real, Qui-Gon says gently. Anakin looks at him. Really looks. Studies his face. Qui-Gon Jinn. The man who believed in him. The man who died because of Darth Maul. Who died because Anakin wasn't there to warn him. Not this time. Master Jinn. The title comes out naturally, he shouldn't know it. Qui-Gon hasn't introduced himself to the boy. You need to take her away from this planet. Today. As fast as possible. Silence. Qui-Gon's eyes narrow. How do you know my name? Anakin realizes his mistake. Too late to take it back. He makes the decision in half a second. No more pretending. No more being a child. There's no time. Because I know what's coming. I know about the hyperdrive. I know about the blockade. I know. He stops, looks at Padme. I know who you really are, Your Highness. Padme goes very still. Her face doesn't change. Too disciplined. But her posture shifts. Alert. Calculating. Watto is still hovering near the counter. Confused. What's the boy talking about? Anakin ignores him. Walks to the counter. His movement's different now. Not a child's movements, purposeful. Direct. He looks at Watto. Switches to Huttese. Perfect fluent Huttese. You owe the Desilesic Khajiitic 8,000 credits. Interest compounds monthly. The debt comes due in 4 months. If you don't pay, they'll take the shop. Watto's wings flutter. Shock. How do you? Anakin switches back to basic. Looks at Qui-Gon. You're trying to buy a T-14 hyperdrive generator. He won't take Republic credits. You were going to try a Jedi mind trick. It won't work. Toydarians are resistant. Qui-Gon says nothing. Just watches. Anakin turns back to Watto. His voice drops. Quiet. Cold. But resistance has limits, and I don't have time for games. He extends his hand. Doesn't close his eyes. Doesn't make a gesture. Just looks at Watto. And pushes. Not a Jedi mind trick. Not a suggestion. A wall of will. Vader's will. 45 years of dark side mastery applied with surgical precision. The Force moves. Concentrated. Overwhelming. Watto's eyes go glassy. His wings stop buzzing for 3 seconds. He staggers in midair. Then his hands move. Automatic. Reaching under the counter. He pulls out a component. T-14 hyperdrive generator. Sets it on the counter. Then 2 data pads. Freedom certificates. His hands shake as he enters the codes. Authorization. Transfer of ownership. 1 certificate. Anakin Skywalker. Status. Free. 2nd certificate. Shmi Skywalker. Status. Free. He pushes them across the counter. Blinks. Comes back to himself. Looks at his own hands like they betrayed him. What? Why did I? Anakin takes the certificates. Takes the hyperdrive component. Looks at Qui-Gon. We need to go. Now. Darth Maul is alive. He's Sidious's apprentice. He'll attack you before you leave Tatooine. You need to be ready. Qui-Gon's hand is on his lightsaber now. Not threatening. But ready. Who is Sidious? Anakin's jaw tightens. The Sith Lord who's been planning this for 50 years. The man who orchestrated the blockade. The man who's going to destroy the Republic if we don't stop him. Padme takes a step forward. Her voice is steady. Controlled. Who are you? Anakin looks at her. The weight of everything in his eyes. Someone who's already watched you die once. I won't let it happen again. He turns. Walks toward the door. Stops. Looks back. My mother. Shmi Skywalker. She's in the slave quarters. Hovel. East District. We're taking her with us. He doesn't wait for permission. Just walks out into the sandstorm. Qui-Gon and Padme exchange a glance. He knew your title. Qui-Gon says quietly. He knew your name. Before you gave it. The Force. Qui-Gon stops. I've never felt anything like that. What he did to Watto, that wasn't a suggestion. That was domination. Padme picks up one of the freedom certificates, studies it. Legal. Authenticated. Watto's codes. He freed himself and his mother, in under a minute, with the Force. A 9-year-old child. They look at each other. The same thought. The same question. What is he? Outside, Anakin stands in the sand. The wind whipping his clothes. He doesn't feel it. He's looking at his hands. Small. Whole. No cybernetics. All 10 fingers. The hands that killed her, except they haven't. Not yet. Not ever, if he succeeds. He clenches them into fists, then releases. Control. Always control. The door opens behind him. Qui-Gon. Padme. R2-D2 rolling between them. Show us. Qui-Gon says. Anakin nods. Starts walking. The slave quarters are a 10-minute walk. Rough Duracrit hovels. Identical. Cramped. Anakin stops at one door, hesitates. For the first time since the memories hit, he looks uncertain. Vulnerable. He knocks. The door opens. Shmi Skywalker. 42 years old. Worn. Kind eyes. She sees Anakin. Smiles. Ani? What are you? She sees Qui-Gon. Padme. The strangers. Her expression shifts. Protective. What's wrong? Anakin doesn't answer. He steps forward, takes her hand in both of his. His voice is very quiet. I promised I'd come back for you. I know that doesn't make sense yet, but I kept the promise. Shmi looks at him. Confusion. Then her eyes fill. She doesn't understand the tense, doesn't understand the words, but she understands the weight behind them. She pulls him into her arms, holds him. Anakin closes his eyes. The first moment of peace since the memories crashed in. His mother. Alive. Here. Not dying in his arms on Tatooine. Not buried in sand while he screams. He holds on. Over his shoulder, Shmi looks at Qui-Gon. Questions in her eyes. Qui-Gon holds up the freedom certificate. Shows her. Her breath catches. She releases Anakin. Takes the datapad. Reads it. Reads it again. We're free? Yes. Anakin says. Both of us? Yes. She looks at the strangers. At the Jedi. At the girl who's clearly trying not to look like royalty. I don't understand. You will. But we need to leave. Now. There's danger coming. She knows when to ask questions and when to move. I'll pack. She disappears into the hovel. 2 minutes later, she emerges. One bag, everything she owns. They walk back through Mos Espa, the sandstorm intensifying. By the time they reach the edge of town, visibility is almost zero. Qui-Gon's comlink chirps. Obi-Wan's voice, static-filled. Master, I'm picking up a ship. Fast approach. Single pilot. Sith design. Yes. How did you know? Because I've already lived this. All of it. The attack. The escape. What comes after. I'm trying to change it. You're saying you've seen the future. I'm saying I've lived it. And it ends with everyone dead and Palpatine ruling an empire. Unless we stop him. The comlink crackles again. Obi-Wan's voice. Urgent. Master. He's here. In the distance, through the sand, a shape. Black and red. Speeder bike. Moving fast, the figure on it wears black robes. Horns protruding from his head. Zabrak. Yellow and red facial tattoos. Darth Maul. He sees them. The bike accelerates. Qui-Gon's lightsaber ignites. Green blade cutting through the sand-filled air. Get to the ship, he shouts at Padme. She grabs Shmi's arm, starts running. R2 rolls ahead. Beeping frantically, Anakin doesn't run, he stands beside Qui-Gon. His hand moves to his belt. No lightsaber there, he's a child. Untrained, but not defenseless. Maul leaps from the speeder. Red double-bladed lightsaber igniting. Both ends, spinning. He lands 10 meters away. Straightens, studies them. His eyes pass over Qui-Gon. Dismiss him as expected. Land on Anakin. Linger. Something in Maul's expression shifts. Uncertainty. He can feel something wrong in the Force. This child. Qui-Gon attacks. Form IV. Ataru. Aggressive. Acrobatic. Maul responds. His lightsaber technique is flawless. Form 7. Juyo. Dark side aggression. They clash. The sound of lightsabers cutting air. Sparks when blades meet. Qui-Gon is good. One of the best duelists in the Order. But Maul is Sith, trained from childhood in nothing but combat and hatred. Qui-Gon is being pushed back. Anakin watches, calculating. Vader's mind analyzing every move. Every opening. Maul spins. Feint, left. Strikes right. Qui-Gon blocks, but it costs him ground. Anakin extends his hand. The Force moves, not subtle, not controlled. Raw power. Maul's left leg locks mid-step. Telekinetic pressure on the knee joint. Precise. Surgical. He stumbles. Just for half a second, Qui-Gon's blade comes down. Cuts across Maul's weapon arm. Not deep, but enough. Maul snarls, disengages, jumps back. He looks at Anakin. Recognition now. This child did that. What are you? Anakin's voice is flat. Cold. Your replacement. After Sidious throws you away. Maul's eyes widen, just slightly. A roar in the distance. Ship engines. The Naboo Royal starship lifting from its landing site. Banking toward them. Maul calculates. 2 opponents. One a Jedi Master, one a child with power that shouldn't exist. His mission was reconnaissance, harassment, not pitched battle. He deactivates his lightsaber, steps backward toward his speeder. Tell your master the Sith remember him, Qui-Gon calls. Maul ignites his saber again, points it at Anakin. We'll meet again, boy, and next time, no one will save you. I don't need saving from you. Maul's jaw tightens. He mounts the speeder, accelerates into the storm. Gone. Qui-Gon deactivates his lightsaber, breathing hard, looks at Anakin. You stopped him. You locked his leg. Yes. How? The same way I stopped Watto. The Force. You've had no training. I've had 23 years of training. Just not yet. Not in this timeline. The ship lands beside them. Ramp descending. Padme appears at the top. Shmi beside her. Hurry. They run up the ramp. It closes. The ship lifts. Inside, Obi-Wan is waiting, young. Padawan braid, lightsaber in hand. Master, are you injured? No. Thanks to the boy. Obi-Wan looks at Anakin, studies him, the boy who knows things he shouldn't. Anakin meets his gaze. Obi-Wan, his brother, his master, the man who cut off his limbs and left him burning, the man he loved more than anyone except Padme. Yes, Anakin says. That's me. The ship breaks atmosphere. Hyperspace calculated. They jump. Stars stretch, then the familiar tunnel of hyperspace. Safe. For now, Anakin stands in the common area, Shmi beside him. She hasn't let go of his hand. Padme approaches. She's taken off the travel cloak, still dressed as a handmaiden, but her bearing is different now. More direct. We need to talk. Yes. Not here. Somewhere private. She leads him to a maintenance alcove. Small. Cramped. They can stand but not pace. She sits on a storage crate. Anakin remains standing, too agitated to sit. You called me Your Highness. Because I know who you are. Padmé Amidala, Queen of Naboo, 14 years old. Elected at 14, you're using the handmaiden decoy protocol. The woman in the throne room is Sabé. Padmé's face is absolutely still, controlled. No one outside my inner circle knows that. I know that. I also know Senator Palpatine is orchestrating your crisis. He arranged the Trade Federation blockade. He's going to use it to get elected Supreme Chancellor. Then he'll use emergency powers to dismantle the Republic. In 20 years, he'll be Emperor, unless we stop him. Silence. Long silence. Padme studies his face. This 9-year-old boy, speaking like a general, like someone who's seen war. Yes. How? Anakin's hands clench. Unclench. I don't know how to explain it. I was 9 years old. In Watto's shop, you walked in, and every memory of the next 45 years hit me, all at once. Everything I became, everything I did, everyone I killed. Her expression shifts. Not skepticism. Something deeper. She's listening. In this future, this life you lived, what happened to me? He can't look at her. Looks at his hands instead. You died on a planet called Mustafar, giving birth to twins, Luke and Leia. Our children, you died because He stops. Can't say it. Because you what? Because I force-choked you. Because I thought you betrayed me. Because Palpatine lied and I believed him, and I destroyed everything. The words hang in the air. Padme absorbs them. Her face is pale but steady. We had children. We were together, married, secretly, against the Jedi code. It was, he finally looks at her. It was the best thing in my life, and I ruined it. I became Darth Vader, Palpatine's enforcer. I hunted Jedi, burned worlds, killed thousands. I wore a suit, couldn't breathe without it. Couldn't. He stops, breathes. I was a monster. For 23 years, until Luke redeemed me, helped me kill Palpatine. But it was too late. I died. And I woke up here, 9 years old, standing in Watto's shop, watching you walk in, alive. Padme is quiet for a very long time. Then, you're telling me the truth. Not a question. A statement. Yes. I believe you. Not because the story makes sense. It doesn't. But because, she gestures at him, because everything you've done today proves you know things you shouldn't. My title, Master Jin's name, the Sith attack, the hyperdrive. You freed yourself and your mother in minutes, with something that looked like the Force but felt wrong, heavier. It was the dark side. I used the dark side. Are you a Sith? No, He searches for words. I'm both. Light and dark, I've used both. I know both. I'm trying to use them right this time. Padme stands, walks to him, looks him in the eyes. What do you need from me? The question takes him off guard. I need you not to call for the vote of no confidence. Palpatine wants you to. He's already arranged it. Valorum will be removed. Palpatine will be elected. Everything starts there. What should I do instead? Push for a special tribunal. Against the Trade Federation. It won't pass, but it'll slow Palpatine down. Give us time. Time for what? To build a case. To expose him. To stop Order 66. What's Order 66? The clone army. They're growing it on Kamino right now. 10 years from now, Palpatine will activate a command. Every clone trooper will turn on their Jedi general. Execute them. It's how he wipes out the Jedi Order in a single day. Padme's hand goes to her mouth. Millions of Jedi. 10,000. That's all that's left by the time he activates it. And then it's none. Except the ones who escape. And me. I helped him do it. She absorbs this, then nods. Once. Sharp. I'll do what you said. The tribunal. I won't call the vote. Thank you. But Anakin. She pauses. Is that what I should call you? Yes. That's my name. It's always been my name. You need to tell Master Jin about Maul, about Palpatine. The Jedi Council needs to know. They won't believe me. A 9-year-old slave, claiming the senator from Naboo is a Sith Lord. They'll think I'm delusional. Then we make them believe. We give them proof. There isn't proof yet. Not the kind they'll accept. Then we find it. Together. She extends her hand. Not to shake, just offering. Alliance. Anakin looks at her hand. Small, whole, alive. He takes it. They stand in the maintenance alcove. 9-year-old boy and 14-year-old queen, planning to stop a Sith Lord. The ship hums around them. Hyperspace outside. I have one condition, Padme says. What? You tell me everything. No more secrets. No holding back because you think I can't handle it. If we're doing this together, I need to know. Anakin thinks of Vader. Of all the secrets. All the darkness. You don't want to know everything. Yes, I do. Because if I'm going to trust you with my life and my planet's future, I need to know who I'm trusting. He considers, then nods. All right. Everything. Good. She releases his hand, walks to the door, stops. Anakin, yes? In the future you lived, before I died. Did I love you? His throat closes. He can't speak for a moment. Yes, he manages. You did. Did you love me? More than anything in the galaxy. She nods. Absorbs this. Then we'll make sure it doesn't end the same way. She leaves. Anakin stands alone, the weight of everything still pressing down. But lighter now. Slightly lighter. Because she believed him. She's helping him. He's not alone anymore. He looks at his hands one more time. The hands that will build, not destroy. The hands that will save, not kill. He clenches them into fists. This time will be different. This time, everyone lives. 2 days later, Coruscant, the Republic capital, city planet, endless towers stretching to the sky, traffic lanes stacked in layers, billions of beings. The Naboo royal starship lands at a diplomatic pad, Senate district, formal arrival. Anakin stands at a viewport, watching the city approach. He's changed clothes. Simple tunic, no longer the slave rags. Shmi stands beside him, her hand on his shoulder. She hasn't spoken much since Tatooine. Processing. Her son freed her with the Force. Strangers are involved. Everything is happening too fast. But she trusts him. She always has. Annie. What happens now? Now we stop a war before it starts. She doesn't understand. Squeezes his shoulder anyway. The ramp descends. Formal reception waiting. Senators. Security. Protocol droids. Padme emerges first, but not as the handmaiden, as the queen, full royal regalia. Elaborate headdress. White face paint. Red markings on her lower lip. The formal gown. She looks older. Regal. Every inch the monarch. Beside her, Sabe in simpler dress, the decoy protocol reversed now. They're on Coruscant. The masquerade is over. Senator Palpatine waits at the bottom of the ramp. 60 years old. Grandfatherly face. Warm smile. Robes of office. Anakin watches him from the viewport. Feels his hands clench. That face. That smile. He's seen it 10,000 times. In the Emperor's throne room. Leaning close, offering power, offering lies. Your Majesty. Palpatine bows. Respectful. Perfect. Naboo rejoices at your safe return. Thank you, Senator. Padme's voice is measured. Controlled. We have much to discuss. Of course, the Senate convenes tomorrow. We'll address the blockade. Yes, we will. Something in her tone. Palpatine notices. His eyes narrow just slightly. Then, the warmth returns. I've prepared accommodations. Your apartments are ready. Thank you. The formalities continue. Anakin watches through the viewport, studying Palpatine's body language, the micro-expressions, the way he positions himself, always close to Padme, always helpful. The Predator circling. Qui-Gon appears beside Anakin. Silent, watching the same scene. You told me he's a Sith Lord. Yes. I can't sense it. His Force signature is nothing. Empty. He's been hiding for 50 years. The suppression is perfect. Even Master Yoda can't sense him. But you can. I can't sense him either. But I know what he is. What he'll do. I've lived it. Qui-Gon is quiet. Then, the Council will want to test you. Your midi-chlorian count. Your abilities. I know. They won't believe your story. Not without proof. I know that too. Then why tell me? Why warn me about Maul if you knew I'd have to report it to the Council? Anakin looks at him. At this man who died believing in him. Who gave everything to save a slave boy he'd just met. Because you're different. You don't follow the code blindly. You listen to the Force. And because, he stops. Because in the other timeline, you died. Maul killed you. And it broke something in me that never healed. I won't let that happen again. Qui-Gon studies him. This 9-year-old child speaking like a veteran. What am I to you? In this future you lived. You are the man who saw me. Really saw me. Not a slave. Not a weapon. Not the chosen one. Just Anakin. And you died before I could thank you for that. Silence. Qui-Gon's expression softens. I'm not dead yet. No. And you won't be. I'll make sure of it. The reception below is ending. Padme enters the ship. The Queen's persona dropped the moment she's out of sight. Her shoulders relax slightly. She sees Anakin, nods once. Confirmation. Tomorrow, the Senate. Everything begins. That night, Anakin doesn't sleep. Can't sleep. Too much adrenaline. Too many memories of what comes next. He sits in the small cabin they've given him. Cross-legged on the bed. Meditating. Not Jedi meditation. Something else. Vader's technique. finding the stillness inside the storm. The door opens quietly. Shmi. She sits beside him. You haven't slept in 3 days. I know. Annie. Talk to me. What's happening? He opens his eyes, looks at her. Mom, in another life I left you here, on Tatooine. I promised I'd come back. I didn't. Not in time. You were taken by Tusken raiders, tortured. I found you, but you died in my arms. Shmi's breath catches. That grief, it broke me, made me angry, made me do terrible things. He stops. I became someone you wouldn't recognize, someone you'd be ashamed of. Never. Her voice is fierce. I could never be ashamed of you. You would be, if you saw. She takes his face in her hands, makes him look at her. Whatever you did, whatever you became, in that life, it's not this life. You came back for me, you freed me. You're trying to save people. That's who you are. I killed people, Mom. Thousands. Children. Jedi. Entire planets. I was Darth Vader, the Empire's enforcer, the Emperor's weapon. She doesn't flinch, doesn't pull away. Then Darth Vader is dead, and Anakin Skywalker is alive. Here, now, making different choices. He wants to believe her, desperately wants to believe her. I'm scared. Of what? That I'll fail again, that I'll become that thing, that I'll hurt everyone I love. You won't. How do you know? Because you're already fighting it. Every day, every choice. That's not weakness. Ani, that's strength. She pulls him into her arms, holds him like she did when he was small. Before the memories, before Vader, he lets himself be held. For just a moment, he's not the man who lived 45 years in darkness. He's just a 9-year-old boy who needs his mother. And she's alive, here, holding him. That's enough. The next day, the Senate chamber, massive, circular, hundreds of floating platforms, each representing a star system, the gallery packed, senators, aides, observers. Anakin sits in a visitor's box with Shmi and Qui-Gon, watching. Below, the Naboo delegation's platform floats into position. Padme in full queen regalia, Senator Palpatine beside her, Sabé and the handmaidens behind. Supreme Chancellor Finis Valorum presides, weak, well-meaning, overwhelmed by the corruption he can't control. The chair recognizes the senator from Naboo. Palpatine rises, smooth, practiced. His voice carries across the chamber. Supreme Chancellor, honored delegates. The Trade Federation's blockade of Naboo is an act of war. An illegal occupation of a sovereign world. We request immediate intervention. Lot Dodd, the Trade Federation's representative, rises from his platform. Neimoidian, sneering. These accusations are baseless. We dispute them. We request that a Senate committee be dispatched to investigate. The chamber erupts. Arguments. Counter-arguments. Procedural challenges. Valorum tries to restore order. Fails. The bureaucracy grinding forward. Palpatine leans close to Padme. His voice too quiet for anyone else to hear. But Anakin knows what he's saying. Has heard this speech before, suggesting she call for the vote. Remove Valorum. Clear the way for new leadership. Padme listens, her face unreadable behind the white makeup. Then she rises. Her voice cuts through the noise. I move for a special tribunal. The chamber goes quiet. This wasn't expected. I request that the Trade Federation's Senate representation be suspended, immediately, pending criminal investigation into illegal blockade, unlawful invasion, and crimes against sentient beings. The Trade Federation delegation shouting, supportive senators cheering, the chamber dividing. Palpatine's expression doesn't change, but something flickers in his eyes. Surprise, quickly suppressed. This wasn't the script. Lot Dodd is shouting, this is outrageous. We have committed no crimes. This is a political attack. Padme doesn't back down. The evidence is clear. Your droid army occupies my world. Your battleships enforce an illegal blockade. I demand justice. The procedural battle continues. Hours, amendments, subcommittees. The Republic's bureaucratic machinery consuming everything. By evening, the motion has been debated to exhaustion. It doesn't pass. Too many senators in the Trade Federation's pocket. Too much corruption. But it also doesn't fail completely. A compromise, a judicial review, a delay. The vote of no confidence never comes. Palpatine stands beside Padme as they exit the chamber. His smile is warm, but his voice has an edge. Your Majesty, that was unexpected. Was it? I had prepared a different strategy. I know. She meets his eyes. But this seemed wiser. Don't you agree, Senator? Of course. Your Majesty's judgment is impeccable. They part. Palpatine walks away, his aide following. When he's gone, Padme allows herself the smallest smile. First move. Blocked. Anakin watches from the gallery. Pride and fear mixed together. She did it. She changed the timeline. Now Palpatine knows something's wrong. He'll adapt. Probe. Search for the variable. The war has begun. 3 days later, the Jedi Temple. Coruscant. 5 towers rising from the city. The center of the order. Anakin stands in the council chamber. Circular room. 12 seats. Masters watching him. Yoda. Mace Windu. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Plo Koon. All of them. Qui-Gon stands beside him. Obi-Wan behind. Tested him we have, Yoda says. Highest midi-chlorian count ever recorded. Over 20,000. The chosen one he may be. Mace Windu's voice is skeptical. A prophecy that could be misread. Possible, that is. But powerful the boy is. Deny that? We cannot. Master Jin. Mace looks at Qui-Gon. You say he knew about the Sith attack before it occurred. Yes, Master Windu, he warned me. Told me Darth Maul would attack on Tatooine. Described the method, the timing, everything. How did he know? Qui-Gon glances at Anakin. They discussed this. What to say, what to hide. He says the Force showed him visions of the future. Visions of this specificity are extremely rare, Ki-Adi-Mundi says, even for the most powerful Jedi. I'm aware. But he was correct. The Sith came exactly as he predicted. Yoda's eyes are on Anakin. Ancient. Seeing. Young Skywalker. These visions. Still have them, do you? Yes, Master Yoda. What do they show? Anakin chooses his words carefully. War. The Republic falling. The Jedi dying. The Sith rising. An empire built on the corpse of democracy. Silence. Heavy silence. Specific names, do you see? Events? Yes, I see. He stops. Can't say Palpatine's name. Not here. Not without proof. I see a Sith Lord in the Senate. Hidden. Orchestrating everything. The blockade. The wars. All of it is designed to give him power. Mace leans forward. Who? I don't know how to prove it yet, but I'll find a way. The council exchanges glances. Uncertain. Troubled. Yoda closes his eyes. Reaches out through the Force. Anakin feels the probe. Gentle. Searching. Yoda trying to sense his intentions. His darkness. What Yoda finds is complicated. Light and dark mixed together. A child's innocence tangled with something older. Scarred. The Force signature of someone who has suffered enormously. Yoda's eyes open. Sad. Clouded your future is. Pain, I sense. Great pain. Already suffered, or yet to come. Tell, I cannot. Both. Anakin says quietly. Trained, you wish to be? Yes. I need to be strong enough to stop what's coming. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Much fear I sense in you. I know the saying, Master. I also know that fear isn't always wrong. Sometimes it's information. Warning. I'm afraid because I know what happens if I fail. That fear will keep me focused. Yoda is quiet for a long time. Accept you for training, we will. But carefully watched you must be. The dark side, strong in you it is. Balance you must find. I will. Master Qui-Gon. Take this boy as your Padawan, will you? Qui-Gon bows. It would be my honor. Then decided. It is. Yoda nods. Anakin Skywalker. Padawan of the Jedi Order you are. May the Force be with you. The council session ends. Anakin walks out with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. In the corridor, Obi-Wan speaks. The council is troubled. You're different from other younglings. I know. They're right to be cautious. What you did on Tatooine, the Force compulsion on Watto, That was dark side technique. It worked. That's not the point. The memes matter as much as the end. Anakin stops walking, looks at Obi-Wan. In the future, I fell to the dark side, became a Sith Lord, killed Jedi, burned worlds. I know what the dark side does. I've lived it. I'm not using it because I'm tempted. I'm using it because I know how to control it. And sometimes, control is the difference between everyone living and everyone dying. Obi-Wan studies him, this 9-year-old speaking with absolute conviction. You're asking us to trust you with power most Jedi spend lifetimes learning to resist. Yes, why should we? In the suit, in the darkness, I had every reason to give in completely. I didn't, not until the very end. And even then, he stops. Even then, my son saved me, reminded me who I was. I came back, your son. Luke, he doesn't exist yet, might never exist. But I remember him, and I remember what he taught me. Love is stronger than hate. Hope is stronger than fear. I'm trying to live that now. Before I forget it. Qui-Gon places a hand on Anakin's shoulder. Then, we'll help you remember. Together, 10 years pass. 22 BBY. Anakin is 19 years old now. Tall, lean, Jedi Padawan braid, lightsaber at his belt. He stands on a Senate apartment balcony, Coruscant's lights spreading below like a galaxy. The door opens. Padme steps out, 24 years old now. Senator, no longer queen. Her term ended years ago. She chose the Senate. Chose to fight corruption from within. She's changed, too. Matured, elegant, powerful in a different way than the throne room. You're here early, I know. The intelligence said the attempt comes tonight. You've said that for 3 weeks. I know, but he's running out of time. The Military Creation Act vote is in 4 days. If he's going to move, it's now. Padme sits in a chair. Tired. She's been fighting the act in committee. A proposal to create a republic military. Clone army, she knows what Anakin told her. What the clones are for, Bail and I have the votes to block it. We're sure Palpatine doesn't care about votes. He cares about crisis. If you die, the sympathy vote swings. The act passes. The army deploys. Order 66 gets closer. So you've been watching my apartment for 3 weeks. Yes. That's obsessive. I know. But you're alive. So it's working. She looks at him. Really looks. 10 years. They've built something in that time. Not romance. Not yet. Something deeper. Trust. Partnership. She feeds him political intelligence. He feeds her warnings from his memories. Together they've stopped 3 assassination attempts, derailed 2 manufactured crises, delayed the war Palpatine wants. But it's cost them. The constant vigilance. The secrets. The weight of knowing what's coming. Anakin, you can't protect me forever. Watch me. That's not a life. For either of us, it's the life I chose. The future I saw. You died. I won't let that happen. And what if you're wrong? What if I'm supposed to die? What if changing this breaks something worse? Then we'll deal with worse, but you'll be alive to deal with it. She stands, walks to him. They're the same height now. She looks him in the eyes. We need to talk about this. About us. What we're doing. What we're becoming. I know what we are. Do you? Because I don't. 10 years. We've been, what? Partners? Friends? You watch me like I'm the most important thing in the universe. I trust you with my life. But we've never. Anakin's voice is quiet. You want to know if I love you? Yes, I do. I've loved you since I was 9 years old. Since Watto's shop. Since before that. In the life I lived. You were my wife. My everything. And I killed you. That's not a metaphor. I force-choked you. Watched you die. And I've spent 10 years trying to be worthy of a second chance I don't deserve. Padme absorbs this. You've been in love with me for 10 years, and never said anything. What was I supposed to say? I'm a Jedi Padawan. You're a senator. I'm carrying memories of a future where I destroyed you. How do I... He stops. How do I ask you to take that risk? By asking. By trusting me to make my own choice. And what if you choose no? What if you look at me and see the monster I became? I don't see a monster. I see someone fighting every day not to become one. That's not the same thing. They stand in the balcony light, years of unspoken feelings between them. Then, movement. Inside the apartment, Anakin's hand goes to his lightsaber. Stay here. He moves. Silent. Into the apartment. Bedroom door open. The bed visible. 2 probe droids cutting through the window. Small. Insectoid. Carrying kuhans. Centipede-like creatures. Venomous. Anakin extends his hand. The Force moves. Both droids stop midair. Frozen. He crushes them. Telekinetically. Metal crumpling. The kuhans falling. Dead. Padme enters behind him. Sees the crushed droids. You were right. Yes. Now what? Now we track who sent them. Zam Wessel. Changeling bounty hunter. Working for Jango Fett. Working for Count Dooku. You know all that already. Yes. But we need to prove it. Catch her. Make her talk. He walks to the window. Looks out. Spots a speeder on a nearby building. Waiting. There. She's watching. Making sure the droids worked. Can you catch her? Yes. But I need you to stay here. Please. Just this once. Padme wants to argue, then nods. Go. Anakin jumps out the window. Free fall. 20 stories. The Force cushioning. Redirecting. He lands on a passing speeder. Hijacks it. The driver shouting. Anakin throws credits at him. Sorry. The speeder accelerates. Toward the building where Zam waits. She sees him coming. Too late. Her speeder lifts. Tries to run. Anakin chases. Through Coruscant traffic. Between buildings, the speeders are evenly matched. But Anakin has Vader's piloting skill. 23 years flying TIE fighters, Star Destroyers, Executor-class dreadnoughts. He outflies her. Easily. Corners her against a landing platform. She tries to shoot. He deflects the shots with the Force, not even using his lightsaber. She abandons the speeder. Runs. He follows. On foot. Catches her in 3 strides. Pins her against a wall. Telekinetic pressure. Who hired you? She struggles. Shapeshifter. Claw-dyed species. Her face changes. Trying to confuse him. Doesn't work. I'll ask once more. Who hired you? Go to hell, Jedi. Anakin increases the pressure. Not choking. Just pressure. Uncomfortable. Persuasive. Jango Fett hired you. I know that. I know where he is. Camino. I know everything. I just need you to say it. For the recording. He holds up a small device. Recording her. Her eyes widen. This is a setup. Yes. Now talk. Or I hand you to Republic intelligence. They're less patient than I am. She calculates. Decides. Fett. Jango Fett. Mandalorian. Paying in separatist credits. Who's he working for? Didn't say. But the chain goes up. Way up. Someone in the Senate. Name. I don't have one. Just someone powerful. Someone who wants the senator dead and the war started. Good enough. Anakin releases her. She collapses. Breathing hard. You're letting me go? No. I'm taking you to Jedi Temple custody. You testify. Full immunity. Or you run and Jango Fett kills you for failing. Your choice. She looks at him. This teenage Jedi who moves like a veteran, who knew exactly where she'd be. Who are you? Someone who's seen this before. All of it. And I'm very tired of watching people die. He takes her into custody. The recording secured. By morning, Padme has the evidence. Bail Organa has the evidence. The Jedi Council has the evidence. The chain is clear. Bounty hunter to Mandalorian to separatist credits. One more link. Find Jango Fett. Find who hired him. Obi-Wan volunteers. I'll go to Camino. Track Fett. Qui-Gon nods. 10 years. He's survived. Thrived. One of the Council's most respected voices now. Be careful, Obi-Wan. If Anakin's visions are correct, and so far they have been, Camino is where the clone army is being grown. I'll report what I find. Anakin speaks. Master Qui-Gon. I should go with him. No. You're needed here. Senator Amidala requires protection. And the Council. He pauses. The Council wants you close. Your visions have been valuable. We need you available to consult. It's true. 10 years of Anakin's warnings. 10 years of being right. The Council doesn't fully trust him. But they listen now. Obi-Wan leaves. 3 days later, his report comes through. The clone army exists. Millions of them. Commissioned 10 years ago. Fully grown. Battle-ready. The Kaminoans claim a Jedi master named Sifo Dyas ordered them. But Sifo Dyas died 10 years ago. Before the order was placed, someone else commissioned this army. Someone using a dead Jedi's name. The Council convenes emergency session. Anakin is summoned, stands before them. You knew, Mace says. You've known for 10 years. Yes. Why didn't you tell us? I told Master Qui-Gon. I told you there was a clone army with Order 66 embedded. You didn't believe me. Said visions could be misread. We believed you about the Sith on Tatooine, because that was immediate. Provable. This, Anakin gestures. This is a conspiracy, 10 years in the making, hidden in plain sight. I told you what I could. When you'd listen, Yoda's voice is sad. Right, you were. About everything. The Sith, the clones, the war coming. Trust you more, we should have. It's not too late. We can still stop this. The chips, the behavioral modification chips in the clones' brains, they're programmed with Order 66. On Palpatine's command, every clone will execute their Jedi general. We need to remove them. All of them. That's millions of surgeries, Ki-Adi-Mundi says. Impossible. Then we don't deploy the clones, we refuse. The Senate is voting on the Military Creation Act tomorrow, Mace says. If it passes, we have no choice. The Republic will have its army. Then we make sure it doesn't pass. Anakin leaves the council chamber. Finds Padme waiting. The vote is tomorrow. I know. Bail and I have been working non-stop. We have enough votes to block it. I'm sure. And if Palpatine creates another crisis, another reason to push it through, then we handle that crisis. Together, like we always do. She takes his hand. The gesture familiar now. 10 years of partnership. Anakin. After this, after the vote, we need to talk. Really talk. About us. What we are. What we want. I know. Do you? He looks at her. This woman he's loved across 2 lifetimes. Who's believed him. Trusted him. Fought beside him. Yes. I know. And I want. He stops. I want whatever you want. As long as you're alive. That's all that matters. That's not enough. Not for me. I want you alive too. And happy. And free. Not just protecting me. Living your own life. My life is protecting you. That's the problem. They stand in the temple corridor. The same argument they've had a dozen times, neither able to compromise. Before either can speak again, alarms sound. Emergency transmission. Senate building. Padme's face goes pale. What? They run to the communications center. The hologram loads. Bail Organa. Injured. Behind him. Smoke. Debris. There's been an attack. The Senate building. Bomb. At least 20 senators dead. More injured. Padme's hand goes to her mouth. Who? We don't know yet. But the vote. Bail's voice cracks. They're calling emergency session. Martial law. The Military Creation Act is being fast-tracked. It'll pass. Today. The transmission cuts. Anakin and Padme stand in silence. Then Anakin speaks. Voice flat. Cold. He did it. Palpatine. He manufactured the crisis. You don't know that. Yes, I do. This is exactly what he does. Create fear. Offer the solution. Gain power. The army deploys. The war starts. Everything I've tried to prevent. Padme is already moving. I need to get to the Senate. Stop the vote. Delay it. Something. It won't work. The crisis is too big. The fear is too strong. I have to try. She runs. Anakin stands alone. The weight of failure pressing down. 10 years. 10 years of warnings. Of preventing crises. Of changing the timeline. And Palpatine adapted. Found another way. Created a bigger crisis. The war is coming. Just like before, he closes his eyes. Reaches out through the Force. Feels Padme's presence. Bright. Determined. Fighting. Feels Qui-Gon. Calm. centered, teaching younglings. Feels Obi-Wan, on Camino, discovering the army. Feels something else. Dark, hidden, vast. Palpatine, somewhere in the Senate, orchestrating, winning. Anakin's hands clench into fists. This isn't over. The war might be starting, but he knows how it ends. He's lived it. This time, he'll make sure it ends differently. He opens his eyes, walks to the hangar, boards a speeder. If Palpatine wants a war, he'll get one, but not the war he's expecting. The Senate votes. Emergency session. Chaos. Fear. Grief for the dead. The Military Creation Act passes. Overwhelming majority. The Republic has its army. The clones deploy. The Clone Wars begin. And across the galaxy, on Camino, Obi-Wan discovers something else. In the clone medical files, buried deep, a notation. Inhibitor chips behavioral modification. Classified programming. He transmits the finding to Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon shows Anakin, "You were right. About everything. The chips exist. Order 66 is real." Anakin nods. No satisfaction, just grim determination. Then we remove them. Before Palpatine can use them. How? We can't access millions of clones across the galaxy without alerting. We don't need to access them all. Just one legion. The 501st. My legion. The men I'll command. We remove their chips first. Prove it can be done. Then scale up. Qui-Gon considers. Then nods. I'll authorize it. Medical necessity. The Council will approve. Thank you, Master. Don't thank me yet. The war has started. Everything gets harder from here. I know. Anakin looks out over Coruscant, the city planet preparing for war, ships launching, troops mobilizing. Somewhere out there, Palpatine is smiling, his plan working. The board's set, but he doesn't know, can't know. Anakin remembers how this ends. Remembers the Empire. Remembers Vader. Remembers Luke's redemption. This time, there's no redemption needed, because there's no fall. This time, Anakin fights from the start, with all of Vader's knowledge, all of Anakin's hope. And this time, Padme lives, whatever it costs, however long it takes, she lives. 3 years later. 19 BBY. The Clone Wars grind on, not the overwhelming conflict Palpatine designed. Something messier, slower, a war that refuses to escalate the way he needs it to. Anakin is 22 years old. Jedi Knight now. The braid is gone. His reputation is formidable. The hero with no fear. Except he has plenty of fear. He just hides it better than anyone knows. He stands in a briefing room. Jedi Temple. Holographic maps floating. Star systems marked in red and blue. Separatist. Republic. Qui-Gon is there. Obi-Wan. Mace Windu. Plo Koon. The Separatists are withdrawing. Mace says, 3 systems in the outer rim. No explanation. Just pulling back. Dooku is consolidating, Qui-Gon says. He's lost ground. The war isn't going as planned. Anakin knows why. 3 years of interventions. Battles won that should have been lost. Assassination attempts prevented. Supply lines protected. Intelligence leaked at critical moments. And the chips. The 501st's chips removed. Then the 212th. Then 5 more legions. Quietly. Medical protocols. The Kaminoans never questioned it. By now, over 100,000 clones are free of Palpatine's kill switch. Not all of them. Not even most. But enough. Something's changed, Obi-Wan says. Dooku is making mistakes. Tactical errors he wouldn't normally make. Anakin says nothing. He knows what's changed. Knows who changed it. 2 months ago. A secure transmission. From Count Dooku himself. Encrypted. Sent to the Jedi Council through channels so obscure, even Palpatine's intelligence network missed it. The message was simple. A location. A time. An offer to talk. Qui-Gon went. Alone. Despite Mace's objections. Despite the danger, he came back with something unexpected. Doubt. Dooku's doubt. About Sidious. About the war. About whether destroying the Republic was worth serving a Sith Lord who had already proven he'd sacrifice anyone. Not conversion. Not surrender. But reconsideration. Anakin hadn't orchestrated that meeting, but he knew it was coming. Had known since Naboo that Dooku was the weak link, the idealist serving a monster, the man who could be turned if shown the truth at the right moment. Qui-Gon showed him the truth, the clone chips, the Order 66 programming, the evidence of Palpatine's manipulation of both sides. Dooku listened. And 3 days later, the Separatists began withdrawing from key positions. We need to capitalize on this, Mace says. Push the advantage. End the war. Or we need to understand what's happening first. Qui-Gon counters. Rushing into Dooku's retreat might be exactly what Palpatine wants. The meeting continues. Strategy, logistics, deployment orders. Anakin's mind is elsewhere. On Padme. She's on Naboo. Has been for 2 weeks. A recess. The Senate finally taking a breath after 3 years of constant emergency sessions. She asked him to come. He said he would. After this briefing. After the deployment. After. Always after. Always one more thing. One more threat. One more crisis. The briefing ends. Anakin leaves. Heads to the hangar. Obi-Wan catches up. Where are you going? Naboo. We have deployment orders. The Outer Rim campaign. We'll wait 2 days. I have leave. Approved by Master Qui-Gon. Obi-Wan studies him. 3 years of fighting together. They're close. Closer than canon. No resentment, no hidden anger. But still, distance. Because Anakin can't tell him everything. Can't explain the weight he carries. You've been different lately. More. Distracted. I'm fine. Anakin. We've been through a war together. I know when you're fine. This isn't fine. Anakin stops walking. Looks at his friend. His brother. The man who in another life cut off his limbs and left him to burn. I'm going to Naboo to see Senator Amidala. We're going to talk. Really talk. About things we should have talked about years ago. Obi-Wan's expression shifts. Understanding. You're in love with her. Yes. For how long? 10 years. Since I was 9. Since Tatooine. Silence. Obi-Wan processing. The attachment prohibition. I know what the code says. I also know what happens when you suppress love until it curdles into fear. I've lived it. I won't make that mistake again. Again? Anakin realizes his slip. Too late. In my visions. I saw what happened when I tried to follow the code. When I hid my feelings. When I was afraid of losing her. It destroyed me. Destroyed everything. Obi-Wan is quiet for a long moment. What are you going to do? Tell her the truth. Ask her what she wants. And if she wants me. He pauses. I'll leave the order. The words hang between them. You'd give up being a Jedi. I'd give up the title. Not the Force. Not the mission. But I can't serve an order that tells me love is corruption. Not anymore. Obi-Wan looks at him. This young man he's trained. Fought beside. Trusted with his life. You've thought about this. For 3 years. Does Qui-Gon know? He suspects. We haven't discussed it. But he knows. Obi-Wan nods slowly. Then go. Talk to her. And Anakin. He pauses. Whatever you decide. You're still my brother. Anakin's throat tightens. Thank you. He boards his starfighter. The Eta. 2 Actus class. Sleek. Fast. Modified beyond recognition. R2-D2 slots into the droid socket. Whistles. I know, R2. I know. We're going. The fighter lifts. Clears the temple. Shoots into Coruscant traffic. Then up. Through the atmosphere. Into space. The stars stretch. Hyperspace. Naboo. The lake country. Green. Peaceful. So different from Coruscant's endless metal. Anakin lands near Padme's family retreat. Small house. Isolated. Private. She's waiting on the veranda. Simple dress. Hair down. Not the senator. Just Padme. He walks to her. They stand facing each other. 3 years of war between them. 3 years of almost, you came. I said I would. You've said that before. Deployment usually intervenes. Not this time. She studies his face. What's different? Everything. Nothing. I don't know. He breathes. I can't do this anymore, Padme. The pretending. The half-truths. The waiting for the right time. There's never a right time. Just now. I know. They walk to the lakeshore. Sit on the pier. water lapping beneath them. I've been thinking, Padme says, about what you said 10 years ago, in that maintenance alcove, about the future you lived. What about it? Secretly, against the Jedi Code. And that secret, that hiding, it was part of what broke you. Yes, so I have a question. If we do this, if we, she stops, starts again. If we choose each other, are we going to hide? Anakin looks at her. Really looks. This woman who believed a 9-year-old slave child when he told her impossible things, who fought beside him for a decade, who's trusted him with her life and her planet's future. No. No more hiding. You'd leave the Order, if that's what it takes. Anakin, I mean it. The Order is important. The mission is important. But you're... He stops. You're the reason I'm still fighting. The reason I haven't fallen. Loving you doesn't make me weaker. It makes me stronger. And if the Jedi can't understand that, then they're wrong. Padme is quiet. Then, I've been in love with you for 3 years. Maybe longer. I kept telling myself it was partnership, friendship, mutual respect, but I was lying. Why didn't you say anything? Because you were fighting a war. Because I was afraid. She stops, afraid that if I said it out loud, something would take you away. The war. The darkness you're always fighting. Something. Nothing's taking me away. Not this time. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. I've seen the alternative. I've lived it. I know exactly what happens when I lose you. I become a monster. I help build an empire. I murder thousands. That's not happening. I won't let it. And if the Order forbids it, if the Council, then I walk away. From the rank, from the temple. Not from the Force, not from the mission, but from an institution that calls love a corruption. Padme reaches out, takes his hand. The gesture they've shared 1,000 times, but different now. Intentional. I want this. I want you. But Anakin, you have to promise me something. Anything. If this breaks you, if loving me starts to turn you into that thing you're afraid of becoming, you tell me. You don't hide it. You don't try to protect me from the truth. You tell me, and we face it together. He looks at their joined hands, thinks of Mustafar, of the Force choke, of everything he didn't say until it was too late. I promise. They sit in the Naboo sunlight, making the choice that changes everything. That evening, Theed, the royal palace. Padme makes a call, secure line, to Bail Organa. I need to tell you something. Anakin Skywalker and I are together, as of today officially. And we're not hiding it. Bail is silent for a moment. Then, I wondered. The way he watches you, the way you... He stops. Does the Jedi Council know? They will. Soon. But I'm telling you first because I need your help. With what? The political fallout? A Jedi Knight and a senator. There will be questions. Scrutiny. You need someone running interference, managing the optics, making sure it doesn't become a scandal. Yes, consider it done. And Padme, Bail's voice softens. I'm happy for you. Both of you. You've earned this. The transmission ends. Anakin makes his own call. To Qui-Gon. Master. I need to speak with the Council. Tomorrow. Formal request. Qui-Gon's expression doesn't change, but his eyes show understanding. This is about Senator Amidala. Yes. I'll arrange it. The next day, Jedi Temple. Council chamber. Anakin stands in the center. The 12 masters watching him. Mace speaks first. You requested this session. Speak, Knight Skywalker. Anakin breathes. This is it. The moment he leaves the safety of secrecy. I'm in love with Senator Padmé Amidala. Have been for 10 years. As of yesterday, we formalized our relationship. We intend to marry. Publicly. And I'm formally requesting release from the Jedi Order. Silence. Absolute silence. Then Mace. You're asking to leave? Yes. Because of attachment? Because the Order's prohibition against attachment is wrong, and I won't serve an institution that calls love corruption. Yoda's eyes are sad. Clouded, this is. Fear of loss leads to, I know the saying, Master Yoda, but it's incomplete. Fear of loss can lead to the dark side. So can loneliness. so can isolation. So can suppressing every human connection until you're so afraid of feeling anything that you do anything, burn anything, to avoid losing what little you have left. He looks at each of them. I've seen both paths. I've lived both. And I'm telling you, love without fear is stronger than fear without love. Kiadi Mundi speaks. You'd abandon the order. In the middle of a war, I'm not abandoning the fight. Just the title. I'll keep fighting the separatists. Keep protecting the Republic. Keep doing everything I've been doing. Just not as a Jedi Knight. As Anakin Skywalker. Plo Koon's voice is gentle. You've served with honor. Your visions have saved countless lives. Your dedication is... He pauses. We don't want to lose you. Then change the code. Make attachment a choice, not a prohibition. Trust Jedi to love wisely instead of forbidding them from loving at all. Qui-Gon finally speaks. The Council cannot change doctrine on one night's request. These rules are centuries old, built on fear. Anakin interrupts. Fear that Jedi will be compromised, will choose family over duty, will fall to protect those they love. But the alternative, forcing Jedi to suppress every connection, that creates its own darkness. I know. I've lived it. Mace leans forward. In these visions, what happened to the Jedi who fell in love? He destroyed everything, became Darth Vader, helped murder the entire order. Because he was so afraid of losing her that when the moment came, when he had to choose, he chose wrong. He chose power over love, because power seemed like the way to prevent loss. And you think loving her openly will prevent that? I know it will, because the mistake wasn't loving her. The mistake was hiding it, being afraid of it, letting that fear curdle into something toxic. If I can love her freely, without shame, without hiding, then fear doesn't have that power. Yoda closes his eyes, reaches out through the Force. What he senses: conviction, clarity, no darkness, no corruption, just love, pure, strong, real. He opens his eyes. Release you from the order. We cannot. Leave, you must choose yourself. I understand, but Anakin Skywalker, Yoda's voice is soft. Wrong. The code may be, in this time it will take, for the order to change, but your example, living it, proving it, that may be what teaches us. Anakin blinks. Not what he expected. Mace stands. You're dismissed from the order, effective immediately. Your lightsaber. Anakin unclips it. Blue blade. Holds it for a moment. Then sets it on the floor. Keep it. Qui-Gon says. You built it. You earned it. You're not Jedi in title, but you're still a guardian. Still a warrior. The weapon is yours. Anakin picks it up. Clips it back to his belt. Thank you. He turns. Walks to the door. Stops. Looks back. I'll keep fighting. For the Republic. For the people. And when this war ends, when Palpatine makes his move, I'll be there. Count on it. He leaves. The Council sits in silence. Finally, Obi-Wan speaks. He's been quiet the whole time. He's right, you know, about the code. About fear. I've watched him for 13 years. The attachment doesn't make him weaker. It makes him... He searches for words. More human. More whole. Yoda nods slowly. Seen this I have. In him. In others. The code protects us from the darkness. But sometimes... He pauses. Sometimes it protects us from the light, too. 2 weeks later. Naboo. The Lake Country. Small ceremony. Close friends only. Bail Organa. Mon Mothma. Padmé's family. Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon. R2-D2 beeping in the corner. Shmi is there, crying happy tears, watching her son marry the woman he's loved across 2 lifetimes. Anakin and Padme stand before a Naboo holy woman. Simple vows. No secrets. No hiding. When they kiss, Anakin feels something release in his chest. A knot he's been carrying since Watto's shop, since the moment Vader's memories crashed into a 9-year-old body. Freedom. Real freedom. Not from the order. From the fear. That night, alone in their room, Padme asks the question she's been holding. What happens now? With Palpatine? With the war? You said he makes his move. When? Anakin thinks. Vader's memories. The timeline. Soon. The war is ending, not the way he wants. Dooku is wavering. The Separatists are losing cohesion. Palpatine needs a crisis, something to justify emergency powers, complete control. What kind of crisis? In the original timeline, an attempt on his own life, staged or he stops, remembers, a direct assault on Coruscant itself, a battle so devastating that the Senate gives him everything he wants. When? I don't know exactly. Months, maybe weeks. But soon. Padme is quiet. Then, we need to be ready. We will be. Anakin, in your vision, how did he fall? How did Sidious become emperor? He tells her. All of it. The duel with Mace Windu. The choice. Palpatine's lies about Darth Plagueis and preventing death. The rage. The fear. The moment Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. Padme listens. Her face is pale but steady. He offered you the power to save me. Yes. And you believed him. I was desperate. You were dying in my dreams. Every night, I couldn't lose you. I would have done anything. Even become a monster. Yes. She takes his hands, looks at the wedding ring. Simple band. Naboo silver. I'm not dying, I'm here, alive. And whatever happens, we face it together. No secrets, no desperation. Together. Together. They hold each other. In the quiet Naboo night, preparing for the war that's coming. 4 months later, Coruscant. Early morning. Alarms screaming across the city. Separatist fleet. In orbit. Massive. General Grievous commanding. The Battle of Coruscant. Exactly as Anakin knew it would come. But different. Because he's prepared. The Jedi Temple mobilizes. Starfighters launching. Cruisers engaging. The sky above Coruscant filling with fire. Anakin is in his fighter. Modified. Armed. R2 in the socket. Stay close, R2. This is it. Obi-Wan's voice over comms. Anakin, Grievous's flagship. The invisible hand. Palpatine is aboard. Anakin's blood goes cold. What? Hostage situation. The Chancellor was taken during the initial assault. We're ordered to extract him. Of course Palpatine engineered this. The perfect crisis. The perfect rescue. The perfect opportunity to what? In the original timeline, this was where Anakin killed Dooku, where Palpatine began the final seduction. But Dooku isn't there. Dooku is on Sereno, reconsidering his allegiances. So who's with Palpatine? I'm going in, Anakin says. Wait for backup. No time. If this is a trap, we spring it now. He accelerates, through the battle, dodging fire, weaving between cruisers. The invisible hand, massive Separatist flagship. Grievous's command ship. Anakin lands in the hangar. Emergency landing. The ship is already damaged. Republic bombardment taking its toll. He runs through corridors. Battle droids. Destroyed easily. Vader's combat experience in Anakin's body. Unstoppable. The bridge. He bursts through. Palpatine is there. Seated. Restrained. 2 Magna Guards flanking him. And standing at the viewport. Count Dooku. But something's wrong. Dooku's lightsaber is deactivated. His hands are empty. He's not in a fighting stance. He's waiting. Anakin Skywalker, Dooku says. Not hostile. Tired. We meet again. Palpatine's voice is strained. Anakin. Thank the Force. These traitors. Stop talking, Anakin says. Quiet. Cold. He's looking at Dooku, reading his posture. His Force signature. You're not here to fight me. Dooku shakes his head. No. I'm here to testify. Palpatine goes very still. Testify to what? Anakin asks. To the truth. To everything. To what Darth Sidious has done. What he's planning. All of it. Anakin's eyes move to Palpatine. The Chancellor's face is calm. But his eyes? Yellow. Just for a second. A flash. You've known. Anakin says, Qui-Gon showed you the evidence. You've been working with him. Dooku nods. For 3 months. Feeding him intelligence. Sabotaging operations. This was my operation. Designed to put Palpatine exactly where we need him. Which is exposed. In Republic custody. On record. Unable to escape, Palpatine laughs. Soft. Bitter. You think I'll simply surrender? Both of you. You don't have a choice, Anakin says. Obi-Wan enters the bridge, lightsaber drawn, takes in the scene. What's happening? Dooku is defecting. Palpatine is Darth Sidious. And we're ending this. Now, Palpatine stands. The restraints fall away. They were never real. Foolish boy, you've disrupted my timeline, complicated my plans, cost me years of preparation, but you haven't stopped anything. His face changes, the mask dropping, the yellow eyes staying. Darth Sidious, the war is nearly over. The Senate is desperate. Emergency powers are in place. The legal framework for the Empire is already built. All I need, he extends his hands, is to eliminate the last obstacles. Lightning, pure force lightning, filling the bridge. Anakin ignites his lightsaber. Blue blade catches the lightning. Obi-Wan moves left. Dooku right. Surrounding. Grievous enters from a side corridor. 4 lightsabers. Stolen from dead Jedi. Spinning. The battle begins. Anakin fights Sidious, not with anger, not with hatred. With clarity, Vader's experience, Anakin's hope. He knows Sidious's style. Has fought him before, in the throne room, on the Death Star. But this time, he's not broken. Not desperate, not alone. Obi-Wan and Dooku engage Grievous. 2 Jedi Masters against 1 cyborg. The coordination is perfect. Sidious's lightning strikes again. Anakin doesn't just deflect. He absorbs, channels, uses his connection to both light and dark to hold it. The technique he's been developing for years. The balance, light and dark simultaneously. The chosen one's gift. The lightning stops, hangs in the air. Frozen. Sidious's eyes widen. Anakin releases it. Back at Sidious. Amplified. The Sith Lord takes his own attack. Staggers. Obi-Wan's blade cuts through Grievous's upper left arm. The lightsaber falls. Dooku's strike takes the upper right. Another saber falls. Grievous is overwhelmed. Falls. Sidious recovers. His face twisted with rage. You could have been glorious. I would have made you Emperor, Vader, my right hand. All of it. Anakin's voice is steady, calm. I was Vader. For 23 years. In another life. And it was hell. Every second. Every breath. I'm not going back. He attacks. Form V. Gem So. Power and precision. Sidious counters. But he's off balance. Wasn't prepared for this. Not here. Not now. Their blades clash. Once. Twice. On the 3rd strike, Anakin disarms him. Sidious's lightsaber falls. Clatters across the deck. Anakin's blade is at his throat. It's over. Sidious looks at him. Then at Obi-Wan. Dooku. Kill me then. Strike me down. Take your revenge. No, Anakin says. You stand trial. The Senate sees the evidence. The galaxy knows what you are, what you did. They'll never convict. I'm too powerful. Too connected. Maybe. But they'll know. And that's enough. Republic forces storm the bridge. Clone troopers, commanders. No chips. Free men making free choices. They take Sidious into custody. Energy restraints. Suppression field. As he's led away, Sidious looks back at Anakin. This isn't over. Yes, it is. You just don't know it yet. The invisible hand is secured. Grievous captured. The Separatist fleet in retreat. The Battle of Coruscant. Over. And the Clone Wars. Over. 3 months later. The trial. Public. Broadcast across the galaxy. Count Dooku testifies. Everything. Every operation. Every manipulation. 10 years of serving Darth Sidious. The whole truth. The evidence is overwhelming. Financial records. Communications. The clone chips. The Order 66 programming. Palpatine's allies try to defend him. Fail. One by one they recant. Or flee. Or are arrested. The Senate votes. Not on guilt. That's already proven. On what comes next. No empire. No emergency powers. The wartime legislation rolled back. Palpatine, Sidious, is convicted. Imprisoned. Not executed. The Republic doesn't execute prisoners, even Sith Lords. He'll spend the rest of his life in a cell, suppression field active, unable to touch the Force, unable to manipulate, unable to escape, a different kind of death. For a man whose entire existence was power, the Jedi Order reforms, slowly, carefully. The attachment prohibition is not removed, but reconsidered, made advisory rather than absolute. Some Jedi marry, some don't. The choice is theirs. Qui-Gon advocates loudly for this change, points to Anakin as proof that love doesn't equal corruption. The debate will continue for years, generations, maybe, but the conversation has started. That's enough. Naboo, 6 months after the trial. Padme is 7 months pregnant. Twins, Luke and Leia. The medical droids confirmed it. Healthy, both of them. Anakin stands in the nursery they're building, painting walls, assembling cribs. Ordinary tasks, peaceful tasks. Shmi helps. She's moved to Naboo, lives nearby, grandmother-to-be. She's learning to be free. It takes time. The door opens. Obi-Wan. He visits sometimes. The friendship rebuilt, stronger than before. How is she? Tired, happy, scared, all of it. And you? Anakin sets down the paint, looks at his hands, the hands that in another life killed her. Here, they build cribs. He searches for words. I'm grateful, every day, for this, for her, for the chance to do it right. You are doing it right. Am I? I left the Order, married in defiance of the code, used dark side techniques to win battles. I'm not what a Jedi is supposed to be. Someone who chooses, who loves, who fights not from duty but from conviction. Anakin looks at him. When did you get wise? I've always been wise. You just weren't listening. They work together, painting, building, preparing for the children who will grow up in a galaxy without Sith Lords, without Empire. A galaxy where their father didn't fall. That evening, sunset, Naboo's sun going down over the lake. Anakin and Padme sit on the veranda, her hand on her belly, his hand over hers. Do you think about it? She asks. The other life? What you were? Every day. Does it get easier? No, but it gets different. Less like a wound, more like a scar, a reminder of what not to become. And if they ask someday? Luke and Leia, about Darth Vader, about that future. I'll tell them the truth, that I saw what I could become if I made the wrong choices, and that I chose differently because of them. Because of you. She leans against him, peaceful, content. No nightmares tonight, she says. Promise me. In the original timeline, the nightmares never stopped. Padme dying, over and over. Until the fear consumed everything. Here, she's alive, warm, real, growing their children. No nightmares, he agrees. Not anymore. They sit as the sun sets. Two people who rewrote their own story. Behind them, the nursery waits. 2 cribs, painted blue and pink. Tomorrow, more building, more preparing, more living. But tonight, just this. The sunset, the lake, the peace. Anakin closes his eyes, reaches out through the Force, feels Padme beside him, strong, alive, feels the twins growing, healthy, safe, feels the galaxy healing, slowly, imperfectly, but healing. No Empire, no Vader, no suit, no darkness, just Anakin Skywalker, husband, father-to-be, guardian, free. He opens his eyes, looks at his hands one last time, the hands that built instead of destroyed, saved instead of killed, loved instead of choked. He takes Padme's hand, holds it gently. These hands are clean, and they'll stay clean, for her, for their children, for the life they chose. The sun sets completely. Stars emerge. Anakin Skywalker breathes the free air of Naboo. And for the first time in 45 years, counting both lifetimes, he's home. Let us know what